This is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Hey, let's get this going right here. Here we go. Let's work today. Got him. Let's go. All day. Way to keep fighting. Let's get it going right here. That's how football goes. Let's go win it. Let's go win it. Let's go.
This is Cardinals Game Plan with Head Coach Kliff Kingsbury, presented by Dignity Health.
And welcome, everyone. You know what, Wolf? We got to start by updating the old saying. Let's pick up where the Cardinals left off. You know how it goes, right? D-Hop, when he's single covered, he's still open. Well, now it's when he's triple covered, he's still open.
That's right, Paulie. 3-on-1, throw D-Hop the ball, man. Doesn't matter. It's still a 50-50.
That's right. That's the kind of math we do. Speaking of math, Coach, how many text messages did you get? And on a short week, I'm guessing you probably didn't have a chance to get to all of them.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a pretty hectic night, but a lot of fun, and it was special to be in that locker room with those guys afterwards.
Coach, did you feel that short week? Did you feel the juice of this game against the Buffalo Bills helped you throughout the week?
No question. I feel like anytime you get something done like that it kind of propels you moving forward, and guys are fired up and excited about what's next.
All right, there were other plays in this game because we'll get to the play in a minute. Let's talk about the first 59 and a half minutes of this game or so. First half, tell us about that. You know, you held them to field goals for the most part after that initial touchdown. I know at halftime you cited red zone. Just give us your thoughts as you look back at the first half against the Bills.
Yeah, they have a tremendous offense, and I thought they had a great plan and came out and executed well. Protected the ball in the first half. Josh Allen's a tremendous quarterback and really was on the money for most of that first half. And then offensively, you know, I thought we moved the ball well at times, but really sputtered in the red zone, and we're only able to kick field goals, and that was really the difference going into halftime.
You know what, Coach, the field goals as well really bothered me. The Buffalo Bills, 54, 55, 58. Tyler Bass, did it annoy you that the kicker was making such an impact?
I don't know about annoy, but I was hoping he would miss one of those. They seemed like they were really, really long, and he just kept crushing them. So you got to give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, especially after the two 50-yard field goals Miami put up the week before, no doubt. Early third quarter, you get down 23-9 after the Kenyon Drake lost fumble. What was the mentality at that point?
I really felt like everybody stayed poised and knew we could still win that game. The way it had been going, we felt like we were right in there. We just hadn't converted in the red zone, and defensively just hadn't made the stops when we had an opportunity to. And I was really proud of the way the guys responded and never really blinked.
Coach, you know, you beat three really good teams, talking about the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks, of course, on Sunday night, the Buffalo Bills, three good teams. What does that tell you about your team, especially when you're coming back in those games?
Yeah, I think that we have a lot of heart. We have a lot of great leadership, and guys are believing in what we can be when we put it all together. I think our best football is still in front of us, and that's exciting for us as a coaching staff.
The comeback really started with that 9-play, 75-yard drive, capped by the short Kyler touchdown run. Tell us about that drive, what you liked.
I just liked that we responded. We had to have that drive to stay in that ball game, and our guys attacked and played with confidence and poise and found a way to get back right back into it immediately.
Coach, are you okay with Kyler Murray running the ball more?
I am, because he has such a great feel for self-preservation and when to get down, when to slide, when to get out of bounds. I mean, he picks his spots and is very smart about it.
Seemed like there was a big turning point. There was a 3rd and 9 the Bills had. Hassan Reddick with a great stop, and then there was a short punt by the Bills. Tell us about that sequence and how the Cardinals were able to capitalize.
I felt like they did flip momentum at that point. Great stop by the defense and gave us a short field, and we were able to get back in the game.
Coach, were you concerned at all that you were not able to actually sack Josh Allen and get pressure on him that way?
Yeah, we did a good job getting back there, but he's a hard guy to bring down, man. His reach and arm length, when you get back there, it's a whole nother deal. But we had some free runners at him, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He was able to, get out of trouble and keep our guys at bay.
And your secondary was ball hawking. Patrick Peterson had a couple of chances and finally came through with that interception.
That was huge play in the ball game. I know he would have liked to have a couple more of those, but he's getting his hands on a lot of footballs, and those things usually come in bunches.
All right, so 3 plays after the Pat P pick, you had the 28-yard run by Kyler, then the 15-yard touchdown run Tell us about that play call and what clicked.
Yeah, he just did a great job reading the defensive end and pulled it. And we had great blocking out in front, as you can see on the clip, and he just scooted on in the end zone. He has a great feel for those zone reads, and when he pulls it, it's electric.
Late fourth quarter, there were a couple of possessions, both 3 and out, around a Drake Kirkpatrick interception. What were your takeaways from those possessions by the Cardinals?
It felt like we had an opportunity to close out those, the game, really. If you can put either of those in the end zone, it's a 10-point lead, and they're not going to have enough time to come back. But you got to give Buffalo credit. I mean, they stood up when we had our opportunities to do that and had 2 huge defensive stands.
Your thoughts when Stephon Diggs, less than a minute to go, had that 21-yard touchdown catch?
I was just thanking God that we had 2 timeouts, really. I saw we still had 34 seconds, and with 2 timeouts, you get a couple chunk plays, at least you're going to have a shot at the end zone, and that was kind of my mentality at that point.
And then after the Diggs touchdown, it set up the touchdown, the play of the NFL season, according to many headlines across the country, and we'll get to that next.
Coach Kingsbury sets his sights on the Seattle Seahawks when we return to Cardinals Game Plan. Presented by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness. By Nissan. For great offers, shop NissanUSA.com. By Desert Financial Credit Union, sharing success with you. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Welcome back to Cardinals Game Plan and Coach Kingsbury's virtual film room, powered by Microsoft Surface.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I guess when you get tweets from LeBron and Blake Shelton, you made a play, and it was called the play of the NFL season so far. Let's get into it in the film room with the head coach, Kliff Kingsbury. It was 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 43. Just take us through the very beginning, the play call itself, and tell us what you remember from that, Coach.
It's a play that we've practiced the last couple of years in a game situation, need a chunk play, trying to get it out of bounds without timeouts, and it's a play that Aaron Rodgers actually hit against the Cowboys in that playoff game where he hits Jared Cook on the sideline. And we had 3 receivers to the right and Hop over here by himself to the left, and it was a dash left play where we're trying to get Kyler out on a slow rollout. Their defensive end made a nice play and kind of pressured us, and so Kyler had to escape him. Have Andy Isabella screaming across on a crossing route, and that's kind of the first read. But when Kyler escaped the pocket, he felt like Hop was down there in the end zone in a good position, and he was able to get the ball up and down to him. Tremendous trajectory, and Hop did the rest. But I was so impressed by the poise Kyler showed near our sideline to gather himself and set his feet and be able to make, a 55-yard throw with the guy barreling down on you and put it in the perfect location. And Hop isn't exactly the first read on that, but when Hop's out there, he's a good read to go to.
DJ Humphrey said it's the only Hail Mary he's ever seen where it wasn't luck. And what was the higher degree of difficulty to you, the throw or the catch? I'd
say they tie, because for Kyler to even get that ball off with the moves he had to put on and escaping and then set his feet and do all those things off platform was pretty impressive. But to jump up between 3 guys that are all trying to grab and pull you down and make that catch was something special.
Coach, over 200 yards rushing in this game. You guys are now the #1 rushing team in terms of yards per game in the National Football League. Talk about why you guys are so effective at running the ball at this point of the season.
Yeah, that's the air raid offense right there, man. Just like everybody says. No, I think it starts with the offensive line and Coach Kugler and his group and what they do, and their attention to detail, their run game plans each and every week are tremendous. And then we have dynamic backs and a dynamic quarterback that are willing to put their bodies on the line to try and get that extra yard, and it's just all kind of come together and having some nice gains on the ground.
Coach, who were the unsung heroes in this game as you looked at the tape, whether it was offense, defense, or special teams? Who were some of the guys who stood out to you?
I was really proud of Isaiah Simmons when Devondre went down. To have him step in and play the number of snaps he did in crunch time, he really has come a long way, and it's exciting to see that progression, and I thought he had a great night.
You mentioned the 24-hour rule because it's a short week. Thursday Night Football is now the 12-hour rule to celebrate a victory. You got Seattle. How much does it help? It's a division opponent. You just played that opponent, and what can you take from your last meeting?
It definitely helps that familiarity and knowing it's a division opponent and knowing it's Thursday Night Football with all the eyes on you, it gets you back up quickly. And as far as what we can carry over from the previous game, I mean, both teams will make their adjustments, and so it'll be a new look for both sides, and should be a heck of a game.
Coach, you're 6-3. You're tied with Seattle. You're tied with the Rams atop the NFC West. You have the tiebreaker right now because of your 2 division wins. How does it feel?
It feels like we got a long way to go. I mean, it's a tough division, as you know. To have 3 teams at 6-3 at this point in the season is pretty impressive, and so it'll be a dogfight till the end.
And when you talk about Seattle, you still start with Russell Wilson, I presume?
No question. I mean, he's one of the MVPs of the league this season, still putting up 30, 35 points a game, I think they're averaging, and he's just so dynamic, so unique in his style of play that every time you go out against him, you got to play your best game defensively.
So when you look at Seattle's defense right now, they've had a lot of injuries. They've struggled in the secondary. Talk to us a little bit about what you see on tape.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. There's been some injuries, been some different bodies rotating through on that back end, but a guy who's back that we didn't face the first time is Jamal Adams, who is a real difference maker for them. He's sideline to sideline, tremendous player, kind of their Buda Baker, and so he's going to be tough to handle.
After the break, Marcus Golden, wired for sound, when Cardinals Game Plan returns. Welcome back to Cardinals Game Plan. The Red Sea was fired up when the news of Marcus Golden's return to Arizona broke a few weeks ago. Since then, the junkyard dog has brought his infectious energy to the locker room and the gridiron. He was mic'd up for Sunday's thriller.
Dre, be who you gonna be today. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
We need that in it.
Let's go.
We need that
Hey,
in.
I'm Marcus Golden. If I'm hurt, hey, I'm back in AZ. I'm back in AZ.
Wired, brought to you by your Arizona Ford dealers.
Allen back to throw, blitz coming. Excellent job of the Cardinals on that screen. They're all over it to Diggs. No gain.
Hey, come on, come on. Stay nasty right here. Stay nasty.
Allen back to throw, looking for Diggs. Instead steps up, throws deep middle, picked off. Peterson got that one. He's at his 40-yard line, running far side of the 45 and down there. Pat P got Allen that time.
I got you, Smoke. I got you, Smoke. Smoke dog. Proud of you, baby. Hey, I don't know. Hey, this is what we live for. I ain't got to play the game like this at Howlers. I ain't got to play the game like this at Howlers. You got to live for this. Black. You got to. This is our moment. We don't get these opportunities. Let's do it. Come on. Run to get up and make the play. That's how you get up and make the play. Right there, boy. That's real right there. Hey, that's what you do right there. That's dogs. Hey, sack right here. High's going high. He going to the back. Yeah!
2nd and 1 on the 21 of Arizona. 3 receivers left. Shotgun snap. Allen. Pressure coming to the left. Allen throws deep left into the end zone. Diggs diving attempt. He's got it for the touchdown. Diggs pulls it in to give the Bills the lead with 34 seconds left. Murray back to throw. Flushed out. Rolling left in trouble. Slips a tackle. Got to launch it. He does. Left side into the end zone. Jump ball. And it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught. DeAndre Hopkins caught it. He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left.
It's happened. It happened. Hey! Oh my God! Oh my God! You the best. You the best. Oh my God! Hey!
The Seattle Seahawks are on the horizon as the Cardinals look to get back on track. We put our eye on the opponent when Game Plan returns. Intro segment. Now, Paul Calvisi and Ron Wolfley put their eye on the opponent. Presented by Phillips Law Group, proud partner of the Cardinals.
All right, welcome back to Game Plan. Paul Calvisi, Ron Wolfley. After Wolf's radio call went viral, we're not socially distancing. Wolf just needs his own studio right now, one of his high-maintenance demands. Let's talk about the Cardinals and Seahawks here. They've lost 3 out of 4. Cardinals are part of that. Seattle's defense isn't just bad. Their pass defense is historically bad. Wolf, what does it mean for the Cardinals? Because the Cardinals have really run the ball as of late.
Yeah, you know, Paulie, honestly, we're talking about the #1 offense in the National Football League in the Arizona Cardinals. What are you going to do? You're also #1 in terms of rushing yards per game and #2 in terms of rushing yards per play. You're going to line up and try to run the ball against the Seattle Seahawks when that is their strength. That's the one thing the Seahawks do defensively pretty well is stop the run. Or are you going to line up and say, oh my goodness, that secondary right now is struggling mightily. Number 32 in the league in passing yards per game allowed and number 28 in passing yards per play allowed. Why not just line up and try to throw the ball ad nauseum and attack that weakness of the Seattle defense? I don't know which way Kliff Kingsbury is going to fall, but I think probably somewhere in between, in the middle, try to stay balanced, because I think that's when Kyler Murray's at his best.
All right, speaking of, we started this season, Russell Wilson got all the MVP talk, but in the last month or so, it has shifted. Kyler Murray's getting a lot of attention, a lot of buzz. What are you making of where he's tracking right now?
Yeah, Paulie, I think the Seattle Seahawks have turned the ball over 10 times, I think, in the last 4 games, almost 2.5 turnovers a game. So, you know, that really is kind of tamped down the Russell Wilson for MVP talk going on right now. Now, look, it's still Russell Wilson. The guy is still in fuego, just dangerous as dangerous comes. But there's no doubt about it, because of the dual threat that Kyler Murray is and the fact that the Cardinals are running Kyler Murray more with much more called runs and much more frequency on these called runs. I think he's in the catbird seat if, in fact, the Cardinals can continue to win games. Because, as you know, Paulie, they're not going to give the MVP to a team that is 9-7 on the season. They're not going to give a quarterback the MVP in that situation.
Coach K with his keys to victory in Seattle when Game Plan returns. Cardinals Game Plan has been presented by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness. By Nissan. For great offers, shop nissanusa.com. By Desert Financial Credit Union, sharing success with you. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, wrapping up this edition of Game Plan with Head Coach Kliff Kingsbury. Coach, we knew the game plan last year when you won in Seattle, Week 16. It was running the ball and run some more. It was 40 carries, 253 yards on the ground. What did that tell you, and what are the odds you might replicate some of that, considering you're a top 3 rushing team all year?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, that's what we want to do first and foremost is be physical and establish the run. But this defense is a group that I think is improving, like I said, with getting Jamal back and some of these other healthy bodies. And so it'll be a tough task to try and do that.
So can you take anything, Coach, from the first game that you played Seattle and apply it to this game?
There's a few concepts that maybe we didn't get run the first time that we liked that we'll try to get in there. And same defensively, I'm sure there's a few calls that we'd like to run that we weren't able to use the first time. And other than that, it's a new game. It'll be a heck of a challenge, and it should be a lot of fun.
As the head coach and play caller, how do you account if it's cold and rainy, because that's in the forecast?
Yeah, you work on some wet ball drills during the week and try to get as adjusted as you can. And then, when you get there, if it's a torrential downpour, obviously you gotta stick to the ground. But hopefully it'll be one of those kind of misty, rainy games that you're still able to throw the ball around.
Coach, do you mind giving us some keys, something you might tell your team to focus on in terms of winning this game?
It starts defensively, creating turnovers. The losses that Seattle's had, they've turned it over multiple times, and so we've got to find a way to do that. And then offensively, it's stay on schedule. It's an attacking defense. If you get behind the chains, they're very multiple in their blitzes and their pressures on third down, and so you got to try and stay ahead of them.
All right, first place on the line. Good luck, Coach.
Thank
Good
y'all.
luck, Coach.
Thank you for watching Cardinals Game Plan.